The Servant and the Prince. Once upon a time in Mongolia, there lived a cruel prince. He was very wicked and unkind to his servant. The servant was very wise and hardworking. The prince got pleasure out of hitting his servant and would beat the servant black and blue without any fault of his. One day, the prince and the servant were going to a neighboring country. The prince rode a strong and sturdy horse, while the servant followed him on a frail horse. They had to travel a long distance. After a few hours, the sky became overcast and loud thunder could be heard at a distance behind them. The prince was a coward and was very frightened by the clap of thunder. He looked around for a place to hide but found none. His servant had not caught up with him yet, so the prince made his strong horse walk slower and waited for the servant. When he saw the servant, he shouted, "Don't lag behind me, you fool! Keep up with me." The servant replied, "How can I keep pace with you? My horse is so weak." On hearing this, the prince was furious and he roared, "It means you have not fed the horse well? It is all your fault. What were you doing all this time? Lazy man." Then he struck the servant on his head as hard as he could. At that very moment, there was a streak of lightning in the sky. The prince was so frightened that he closed his eyes tightly. The servant saw this and suddenly had a brilliant idea. He took advantage of the opportunity and, swinging his riding whip, knocked the prince on his head. The prince thought that lightning had struck him. He was terrified.